Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. So in the last session, we have discussed about Gay-Lussac's law. Okay, then I have considered average atomic mass, and even like we discussed about Dalton's atomic theory. Okay, and even we considered the mole concept, right? Mole concept I have briefly explained about all the things regarding mole concept. Well, now we go for the next concept, the continuous part of the chapter. The other concept of the chapter includes Avogadro's number and gram atomic weight as well as gram molecular weight. Well, it means in this session we are looking for what? We are looking for next law, one more law of combination. As I said, law of chemical combination. It is the Avogadro's law. I can say it is the last law, Avogadro's law. Thereafter, which is followed by one more concept called gram atomic weight or gram molecular weight. Those concepts I will discuss. Well, now we go for Avogadro's law. Before going for Avogadro's law, yes, first the basis, or I can say the basic concept which is related to Avogadro's law is the atomicity. To understand Avogadro's law better, we should be aware about this concept. Atomicity ನಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರಬೇಕು. ಅವಾಗೇಡ್ರೋ ಲಾನ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಈ ಅಟಮಿಸಿಟಿ ಅರ್ಥ ನಮಗೆ ಆಗಬೇಕು. ವೆಲ್, ವಿ ಟ್ರೈಸ್ ಟು ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ atomicity. ಈ atomicity ನ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಕೆ ಟ್ರೈ ಮಾಡೋಣ. ವೆಲ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ಲೆಟ್ ಅಸ್ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಹೈಡ್ರೋಜನ್ ಕ್ಲೋರೈಡ್. ಏನು ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀನಿ ನಾನು? ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ HCl ಹೈಡ್ರೋಜನ್ ಕ್ಲೋರೈಡ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ನೇಮ್ ಏನದು? ಹೈಡ್ರೋಜನ್ ಕ್ಲೋರೈಡ್. ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾ ಏನು ಬರಿತೀವಿ? HCl ಅಂತ ಬರಿತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಇಫ್ ಐ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ವಾಟ್ ಆರ್ ದ ರಿಕ್ವೈರ್ಡ್ reactants. So what are the reactants required for formation of hydrogen chloride? Hydrogen chloride ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಿದೀವಾ, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನ್ ಬೇಕು ನಮಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ? We need hydrogen and chlorine. ಅಂದ್ರೆ hydrogen and chlorine ಏನಿದು? They are the reactants. Okay, these reactants are required to prepare hydrogen chloride HCl. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾನೇನು ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ? H2 plus Cl2. If I consider the reaction, what is the reaction would be? Yes, it is H2 plus Cl2. H2 plus Cl2 gives rise to HCl. ಈಗ H2, how many hydrogen? One molecule of hydrogen, one molecule of chlorine. So H2Cl2. ಈಗ atom ಅಂತ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ? 2 hydrogen atoms, 2 chlorine atoms. Gives rise to HCl. Yes, is it a balanced one? No, the reaction is not balanced. Yes or no? It is not balanced one because 2 hydrogen atoms are present on the reactant side, but there is only 1 hydrogen on the product side. 2 chlorine atoms are present on the reactant side, but only 1 Cl present on the product side. So it is not a balanced equation. Okay, well, we will balance it. Now what happened? Say by placing 2, now balanced, right? 2 hydrogen, 2 hydrogen, 2 hydrogen, okay, 2 chlorine, so 2 chlorine. So now the equation is a balanced equation. Yes or no? Yes. Now according to Gay-Lussac's law, okay, according to Gay-Lussac's law, if I consider say one molecule of H2 combines with one molecule of Cl2 gives rise to two molecules of a HCl, hydrochloric acid. Then what is the ratio here? 1:1:2. Then if you divide each reactant and product by 2, which means now what happens? Half of H2. ಈಗ one divide ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ, so it will be 1/2, right? So half of H2 molecule plus half of Cl2 molecule, 1/2, half of Cl2 molecule gives rise to one molecule of HCl. 2/2, it will be 1. So half molecule of H2 react with half molecule of Cl2 gives rise to one molecule of HCl, right? Now see here, half molecule of hydrogen, half molecule of H2, what it mean? Which means how many atoms? Half molecules of H2 means one atom, right? Say one hydrogen atom, one atom of hydrogen. Half molecule of Cl2, half molecule of chlorine means half of Cl2 means how much? It is a one chlorine atom. So I can say one hydrogen atom combines with one chlorine atom gives rise to one molecule of HCl, which means what? HCl. Okay, one molecule of HCl means how many atoms? 2 atoms. So there will be 2 atoms. What are those? One hydrogen and one chlorine. So So what we can say, this concept is considered as atomicity. Yes, we define it. So what is the definition for atomicity? It is the number of atoms. ಏನ್ ನೋಡ್ತೀವಿ ನಾವಿಲ್ಲಿ ಸೇ ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ ಅನ್ನ okay atom agi convert ಮಾಡಿದೀವಿ. If you look at the sequence, those molecules are converted back to atoms. So here atomicity refers to, it is the number of atoms present in one molecule of that element or substance is called atomicity. Andre ಏನು ಅರ್ಥ ಇಲ್ಲಿ? Say for H2 hydrogen molecule, what is atomicity? Atomicity is 2. ಯಾಕೆ 2 ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ದೀನಿ? A molecule of hydrogen contains how many atoms? 2 atoms. Say for chlorine Cl2, what is atomicity? For chlorine molecule also atomicity is 2, which means that atomicity is nothing but it is the number of atoms present in one molecule of that element or a substance is called its atomicity. Okay, well, so how we are defining number of atoms present in one molecule of that element or substance is called atomicity. Well, types. The number of atoms present in one molecule could be 1. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಆ ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ one molecule ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದೇ atom ಕೂಡ ಇರಬಹುದು. So we call, so for example sodium, potassium, aluminum, helium, copper. So in these type of elements, the molecule which consists of only one atom, therefore they are called, okay, ಒಂದೇ atom ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ ನಾವು? One means mono. So monoatomic molecule. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವೇನು ಕರಿಬಹುದು? Monoatomic molecule ಅಂತ ಕರಿಬಹುದು. So if the number of atoms present per molecule is only one, number of atoms, okay, number of atoms per molecule if it is one, then they are called monoatomic molecules. Example ಏನು monoatomic molecule ಗೆ? Sodium, potassium, aluminum, all noble gases generally. So helium, copper, they are well known examples for monoatomic molecules. Okay, well, further, the number of atoms present in one molecule could be 2. One molecule ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎರಡು atom ಕೂಡ ಇರಬಹುದು. Say for example, well known examples are oxygen, okay, H2 ಅಂತ ನೋಡಿದೀವಿ ನಾವು, hydrogen, O2, N2, Cl2. Say these are well known example for what? Diatomic molecule. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಡೈ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಡುತ್ತೆ? There would be two atoms per molecule. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವೇನು ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ? ಡೈಅಟಾಮಿಕ್. ಡೈ ಅಂತ ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತಿದೀವಲ್ಲ, 2 ಅಂತ ಇಂಡಿಕೇಟ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. So if the molecule contains 2 atoms per molecule, if there are number of atoms, there are 2 atoms per molecule, then they are named as a diatomic molecule. Example for diatomic molecule includes hydrogen H2, oxygen O2, nitrogen N2, chlorine Cl2, etc. Okay, F2, Br2 ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು ನಾವು ಹಾಗೆ. Well, then the number of atoms present in one molecule could be 3. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಮಗೆ ಇನ್ನೇನು ಪಾಸಿಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಇದೆ? One molecule may contain 3 atoms. 3 atoms per molecule. ಇದು ನಮಗೆ ಪಾಸಿಬಲ್ ಇದೆ. 1 atom per molecule possible, so monoatomic. 2 atoms, okay, 2 atoms per molecule is also possible, so they are called diatomic. Now we are looking for, if the number of atoms present in one molecule is 3, then they are called triatomic molecules. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ ನಾವು? Triatomic molecule ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. Example ಏನು triatomic molecule ಗೆ? Well known example is, okay, ozone. So it may be molecule in the sense, as generally said, it may be ionic species also. Okay, well, then further, if the number of atoms present in one molecule could be 4, 4 atom ಕೂಡ ಇರಬಹುದು. 4 ಇದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ ನಾವು? ಟೆಟ್ರಾ. ಫಾಸ್ಫರಸ್ P4 ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಾ? A molecule of phosphorus contains how many phosphorus atoms? 4 phosphorus atoms. Therefore it is called tetraatomic. So generally more than 3 ಇತ್ತಂದ್ರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆಲ್ಲ ಏನು ಕರಿತೀವಿ ನಾವು? Polyatomic molecule. So more than 3, if the molecule contains more than 3 atoms, then it is called polyatomic molecules. So individually ಕರೆಯೋದಾದ್ರೆ tetraatomic, pentaatomic ಅಂತ ಕರಿಬಹುದು. So generally called more than 3, they are called polyatomic molecule. So what I said here, the number of atoms present in one molecule could be more than 4. More than 4 ಇದ್ರೆ ಏನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ? They are generally called polyatomic molecules. Example, sulfur is a well-known example. A molecule of sulfur contains 8 sulfur atoms. Okay, well, so here what is atomicity? Atomicity is nothing but it is the number of atoms per molecule. Simple ಆಗಿ ನೆನಪಿಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ ನಾವು, number of atoms per molecule of a element or a compound or anything is called its atomicity. So monoatomic atomicity is 1, diatomic atomicity is 2, triatomic atomicity is 3, okay, tetraatomic atomicity is 4. Okay, yes. Now we consider Avogadro's law. Well, to understand Avogadro's law, we just go with analogy. See here, let us consider 10 dm cube of ammonia at STP. Lenide idu volume. Yes, the 10 dm cube of ammonia at STP. Now, if they ask calculate the number of molecules in 10 dm cube of ammonia, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಏನಿದೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ, you have to calculate the number of molecules in 10 dm cube of ammonia. 10 dm cube ಅಂದ್ರೆ 10 ಲೀಟರ್ ಆಫ್ ಅಮೋನಿಯಾ ಅಂತ ಅರ್ಥ. ಈ 10 ಲೀಟರ್ ಆಫ್ ಅಮೋನಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಸೇ what is the relation here we are looking for? Say what are the two units in which the relation is? ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಎರಡು ಕ್ವಾಂಟಿಟಿ ಇದೆ. One is volume, right? 10 dm cube ಅಂತ ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಫೈ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ. Then what they are asking, number of molecules. They are asking number of molecules means what is the relation we are looking here? Yes, there is a relation between what? Relation is in between volume and number of molecules. Yes, we know the standard relations between number of moles and volume, right? So 1 mole is nothing but how much? 1 mole is nothing but 22.4 liters, or I can say dm cube at STP. Yes or no? 1 mole andre estu 22.4 liters is nothing but it is between what? Number of moles and volume. Number of moles and volume relation. 1 mole is equal to 22.4 liters at STP. Similarly, mole is also related to number. Yes or no? Yes, 1 mole is nothing but how many molecules? 6.022 into 10 raised to 23 molecules. So here we have two relations. One is mole with volume, another one is mole with the number, right? So with the help of this data, we have to arrive at a third relation. What is that relation? The relation between volume and number of moles, or I can say number of molecules. This is one relation. This is the second relation. Now with the help of these two, we have to arrive at a third relation. What is the third relation? The relation between volume and what? Numbers. Number of molecules. ಈ ರಿಲೇಷನ್ ಅನ್ನು ನಾವು ಕಂಡುಹಿಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ಏನಿದೆ ರಿಲೇಷನ್? 22.4 liters means 6.022 into 10 raised to 23 molecules and vice versa. Yes or no? So we are looking for the third relation. So 22.4 dm cube of volume, which correspond to what? 6.022 into 10 raised to 23 molecules. Are you agree with this? Means say 22.4 dm cube of ammonia contains 22.4 dm cube of ammonia contains how many molecules? 6.022 into 10 raised to 23 molecules. Then 10 dm cube of ammonia contains how many molecules? Adi x anta tagotini. Say x molecules. ಈಗ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ನಾವು ಇಲ್ಲಿ? We are going for cross multiplication. So we are equating for x. So x is equal to, okay, 6.022 into 10 raised to 23 into 10 divided by 22.4. So on simplification, so what is that x we are getting? It will be 2.688 into 10 raised to 23 molecules. So yes, ನಮಗೆ ಏನು ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಸಿಗ್ತಿಲ್ಲಿ? So 10 liter of ammonia. 10 liter of ammonia contains how many molecules? 2.688 into 10 raised to 23 molecules. ಹೌದಾ? We got this relation. So 10 liter of ammonia contains 2.688 into 10 raised to 23 molecules. Right? So please remember this. So 10 dm of ammonia has how many molecules? 2.688 into 10 raised to 23 molecules, right? Now coming to the one more example. Okay, please remember the previous one. Now we go for one more. Let us consider 10 dm cube. Again volume is same. I consider 10 dm cube of different compound, a different gas, that is butane. Butane anta ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ದೀನಿ. Okay, C4H10, a liquid, organic liquid, say at STP. Now again, if they ask calculate the number of molecules in a 10 dm cube of butane. So what is the relation here? Again, volume and number of molecules, right? Where the relation is between volume and number of molecules. Now standard, again standard relations. 1 mole is nothing but 22.4 liters at STP, and 1 mole is equal to 6.022 into 10 raised to 23 molecules. So first relation, second relation. Now we are going for a third relation. What is the third relation? The relation between, okay, volume and number of molecules, right? Yes, same thing, whatever thing we have done in the previous. Okay, example, so 22.4 dm cube of butane contains how many molecules? 6.022 into 10 raised to 23 molecules. Then 10 dm cube of butane contains x molecules. So if on simplification, x again, how much we are getting? 2 point, that is 10 dm cube of butane has how many molecules? 2.688 into 10 raised to 23 molecules. So now what we analyzed here, say if I consider the conclusion part of this analysis, 10 dm cube of ammonia has how many molecules? 2.688 into 10 raised to 23 molecules. Then 10 dm cube of butane has how many molecules? Again same, 10 dm cube of butane has 2.688 into 10 raised to 23 molecules. Then what is the general conclusion we can draw here? Say volume same. Yes or no? 10 dm cube, 10 dm cube. So I can say equal volume. So I consider different gases, ammonia gas and butane gas. So generally what I can say, equal volume of all gases. Look at the number of molecules, 2.688 into 10 raised to 23 molecules, 2.688 into 10 raised to 23 molecules. Then what I can say? Equal volume of all gases contain equal number of molecules. Yes or no? Is the conclusion? As per the analysis, when we analyze both the examples, what is the conclusion we can draw? Equal volume of all gases contain equal number of molecules. What is the condition here? Under identical conditions of temperature and pressure. If this measurement is done at the same temperature and pressure, yes, the law holds good. Then what is the statement for Avogadro's law? So we got it. What is the statement? Equal volume of all gases at same temperature and pressure contains equal number of molecules. Okay, this is the statement for Avogadro's law. Well, now coming to the Avogadro's number. So you got it, Avogadro's law? Yes, what it says? Equal volume of all gases at same temperature and pressure contains equal number of molecules. Is the statement for Avogadro's law. Right? Now coming to the one more concept, that is what? Avogadro's number. Yes, to understand it, let us consider one carbon atom. ನಾವೇನು ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದೀವಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಬೈ ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಫೈಯಿಂಗ್ ಒನ್ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಅಟಮ್. ಈಗ ಒಂದು ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಅಟಮ್ ಅಂತ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಸೇ ದೇರ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಪ್ರೋಟಾನ್ಸ್, ನ್ಯೂಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಇಫ್ ಐ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಅಟಾಮಿಕ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಈಸ್ 6 ಅಂಡ್ ಮಾಸ್ ನಂಬರ್, ಓಕೆ, ಮಾಸ್ ನಂಬರ್ 12 ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ, ರೈಟ್? So which means atomic number indicates what? Number of protons. So here I have written there will be 6 protons present in the nucleus and 6 neutrons present in the nucleus. And how many electrons? There are 6 electrons. They are revolving around the nucleus in a different energy levels. Well, now if we consider mass, okay, mass of a carbon atom, who is going to contribute towards the mass? We know that electron is going to possess very negligible mass on comparison with the mass of protons and neutrons. So electron is not going to contribute mass towards the carbon atom. But what about proton and neutron? Yes, both constitutes the mass, right? say 6 protons and 6 neutrons, together 12. Therefore we say these 12 particles are going to contribute the mass of a carbon atom. So if I consider weight of one carbon atom, weight of one carbon atom, how many particles totally? Number of particles 12. These 12 particles are going to contribute weight of a one carbon atom. So number of particles into weight of each particle. Say proton and neutrons are going to have almost equal weight, right? Say number of particles 12 into 1.66 into 10 raised to minus 24 gram. Say for proton it is 1.662, for neutron 1.663. Multiplication factors are same, minus 24, 10 raised to minus 24 gram. They have almost equal weight, right? So overall I considered, say 12 particles, 12 into 1.66 into 10 raised to minus 24 grams, since protons and neutron has almost same mass, so we have taken common value. So what is the answer here? 1.992 into 10 raised to minus 23 gram. What it is? It is the weight of one carbon atom. The value in banta 1.992 into 10 raised to minus 23 gram. It is the weight of how many carbon atoms? One carbon atom, right? Well, here we got weight of one carbon atom. How much? 1.992 into 10 raised to minus 23 gram. Well, now if we go for further analysis, say now we got weight of, or I can say mass of one carbon atom is 1.992 into 10 raised to minus 23 gram. Now, what is the atomic mass of carbon? How much we say? It is 12 gram, right? The atomic mass of carbon is 12 gram. Now, if I calculate number of atoms, please remember, please concentrate here what I am saying. Now I wish to calculate number of atoms present in 12 gram of carbon. Now when calculate ಮಾಡ್ತಿದೀವಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ, now I want to calculate number of atoms present in 12 gram of carbon atom. Yes, say if I want to calculate number of atoms, it will be mass of carbon divided by mass of one carbon atom, that is atomic mass of carbon divided by mass of one carbon atom, which gives what? Which gives the number of carbon atoms. Okay, that is total mass divided by mass of one carbon atom. It will be, it gives the number. It's a simple logic. So now I consider atomic mass of carbon 12 divided by mass of one carbon atom. How much? 1.992 into 10 raised to minus 23. So on simplification, what is the value we get? 6.022. Okay, 6.022 into 10 raised to 23 atoms. ಈ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ನಮಗೆ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಈ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಏನು ಕರಿತೀವಿ ನಾವು? This value is called Avogadro's number. Okay, 6.022 into 10 raised to 23 is called Avogadro's number. And I think you got it, how that Avogadro number we got. Okay, well, now coming to the gram atomic weight. Okay, atomic weight anta gotta namage. Okay, now gram atomic weight. So atomic weight, if it is expressed in terms of gram, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಅಟಾಮಿಕ್ ವೇಟ್ ಅನ್ನು ಹೇಗೆ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ರೆಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ವಿ? ಇನ್ ಟರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ AMU ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದೆ ನಾನು, ಅಟಾಮಿಕ್ ಮಾಸ್ ಯೂನಿಟ್. Later which is replaced by what? U, unified mass. Now same atomic weight, if it is expressed in terms of gram, then it is called gram atomic weight. That's it. So gram atomic weight andreno, the atomic weight is expressed in terms of grams is called a gram atomic weight. Okay, well, say for example gram atomic weight of oxygen, how much? 16. Say earlier we used to say gram atomic weight of oxygen is 16 AMU anta ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ವಿ, 16 AMU anta ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ವಿ, or else 16 U anta ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ವಿ. Now what we are saying? 16 gram anta ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. That's it. So for example nitrogen say 14 AMU atomic mass unit. Later we said 14U unified mass. Now we are considering 14 gram. So what is gram atomic mass? Yes, it is the atomic, okay, atomic weight atomic weight of an element expressed in terms of gram is called gram atomic weight. Okay, well, now if I consider definitions, as I said, the okay, so the weight of Avogadro number of atoms. In another words, how I can say the atomic weight ಇನ್ನು other way ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಗೆ ಡಿಫೈನ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು ಅಂದ್ರೆ it is the weight of Avogadro number of atoms of that element. The weight of Avogadro number of atoms of that element is called its atomic weight. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಅರ್ಥ ಇಲ್ಲಿ? Say for example, say weight of one hydrogen atom how much? 1.008 AMU. Now here, so 1.008 into what? Into 1 divided by Avogadro number. So AMU is used to express weight of one atom, right? Now say weight of Avogadro number of hydrogen atoms. It would be AMU is nothing but 1 by N naught. So 1.008 into, okay, 1 by Avogadro number N naught into Avogadro number. So here in this case Avogadro number cancels. What is remaining? 1.008 U, or I can say gram. Okay, well, so here gram atom, 1 gram atom is nothing but what it is, which is equal to gram atomic weight. So 1 gram atom is equal to 1 gram atomic weight is equal to 1 gram atom, or I can say 1 gram atom which is equal to gram atomic weight. So here 1 gram atom of oxygen means its atomic weight how much? 16 gram. Similarly 2 gram atom of oxygen means 16 into 2, that is 32 gram. So here gram atom generally refers to atomic weight in terms of gram. Then similarly, as like gram atomic weight, even I consider gram molecular weight or molecular mass. So here molecular mass is the sum of atomic masses of all the atoms of element present in a molecule. How we are going to calculate molecular mass? By adding atomic masses of a constituent atoms, right? Say for example, if I consider molecular mass of methane, so methane formula CH4, right? It means here a molecule of methane contains how many carbon atoms? 1 carbon atom and 4 hydrogen atoms. Yes or no? So 1 carbon plus 4 hydrogens. So each carbon atom, 1 carbon atom, what is atomic mass? 12.011 AMU plus 4 into atomic mass of hydrogen 1.008 AMU. So it will be 16.043 AMU. So molecular mass or molecular weight is nothing but it is the sum of atomic masses of all the atoms of a element present in a molecule. So, or simply I can say sum of the atomic masses of constituent atoms. Sum of atomic masses of constituent atoms is called molecular mass, or I can say molecular weight. So example, I consider methane here, a molecule of methane CH4, okay, it contains 1 carbon and 4 hydrogen atoms, therefore I consider 12.011 plus 4 into 1.008. So on simplification we got how much it is? 16.043 AMU. Okay, so as like if we consider any molecule, say for example water, say molecule of water contains 2 hydrogen and 1 oxygen, right? Say 2 into 1.008 plus 1 into 16, so 2.016 plus 16, so it will be 18.016 AMU. So in general, molecular weight, how we calculate molecular weight? By adding atomic weights of a constituent atoms. That's it. Okay, well, now further if I consider, calculate the molecular mass of glucose molecule. Formula we know, C6H12O6. So how we are going to calculate molecular mass? As I already said, molecular mass of glucose is nothing but sum of the atomic masses of constituent atoms. So 6 carbon, so 6 into 12.011 AMU plus 12 hydrogens, 12 into atomic mass, how much? 1.008 AMU plus 6 into atomic weight of oxygen, that is 16 AMU. So on simplification, so we get answer how much? 180.162 AMU. Okay. So in general, remember molecular weight is nothing but it is the sum of atomic weights of a constituent. Well, so with this, I'm going to conclude about this session. Again, in the next session, we go for other concept. Thank you. Be safe.
Yeah.